Hi, my name is Roger. I'm a pilot of my 1999 Mooney Ovation. I perform preventative maintenance on the machine and have changed the oil quite a few times. Here's how I do it. Before I go any farther, I would like to make sure that everyone understands that this video is made for entertainment purposes only. I am not giving advice. I am not an A&P IA, and you should always consult an A&PIA for all your aircraft maintenance. First thing you should do is go flying, warm up the oil. Then come in and remove your top cowling. I think you could probably figure that out. When you remove the bottom cowling, make sure that you go ahead and disconnect the vent hose before you take it off, or else you're going to be struggling with the cowl in your lap, trying to undo a screw that you are not going to be able to reach. Believe me, I've done it. So reach in there and undo that hose, and then you're ready to go. Then loosen the cam locks all around the cowl. And notice that piece right there, you kind of need to leave it floppy, the exhaust cover. Now, I loosen all the cam locks except for the top right and left cam lock. Like, as you can see, all these guys are pulled out except that one. So the ones on both sides. Now dropping the cowl. This is kind of tricky. This is the hardest part of the whole deal. It's not that difficult. So I've loosened the left-hand side cam lock. I get underneath the thing and basically sit down and ready to receive the cowl into my lap. And you take the cowl out with a rocking motion. First thing you do is you drop the aft section, and then you lift up the front, the fore section a little bit. And then you're able to kind of barely get the thing clear of the lower landing gear. Try not to dent up your cowl too bad. It's almost inevitable that you're going to scratch it a bit. Well, there you have it. And try not to lay the thing on the ground very hard. You know, that fiberglass is really flexible. Well, it is flexible, but it's easy to break and bend. So it's a mess changing the oil filter. Due to the positioning of it, you're going to have to line beneath the filter with rags and paper and basically anything else that you're going to use to catch the oil. So assuming you've already punctured the filter and let the thing drain, it's loose, or I've loosened mine already, it's here. So I stick a bag over it and then whip it off there as quickly as I can, because there will still be residual oil in there and it's impossible not to dribble some of it down. Hopefully you don't get a bunch over the nose gear, but there you go. So you just kind of whip it out like that. Don't forget to wipe up. It's nice starting with a clean area down here. So I go ahead and remove all of the old oil anyway with paper towels. Good idea is to install a loop of safety wire before you go any further. Otherwise, it's really hard to get back into that little flange or whatever it is that has a little hole in it for the safety wire. It's really tough to get in there after you've installed the filter already. So I recommend you go ahead and stick that guy in there and twist it up nicely so it's ready to go. And you stab on the filter. As you can see, the safety wire I installed there is hanging out the back. Just go ahead and spin that guy on there and make it finger tight. As you can see, I've annotated mine with the hours and the date. They even have a space for doing that. I like Tempest oil filters. Of course, all these things are super expensive now. It's ridiculous. So now you can torque your oil filter to spec, whatever that may be, and then complete your safety wire. So since I've already set mine up by sticking that, pre-wiring it, it's easy to stick that stuff in there. Go ahead and twist it up. And after you get the thing through there and twist it with your wire twisters, you can go ahead and bend the tips back to protect yourself in the future, to protect hoses and things from the sharp edges of the wire, and maybe the next guy who changes the oil. So stick it on there and twist it up. And nip it off and bend it back like I said. There you have it. Nice and neat. Drain the oil. Some people would drain the oil after they remove the oil filter. Or I'm sorry, before they install the oil filter. So after that's done, go ahead and reinstall the oil and put the lower cowl back on after you run your leak check and run up. So this is kind of the reverse of the installation. Make sure on the right-hand side of the engine that that exhaust cover is kind of hanging loose and flopping around. You have to make sure and pull it underneath the cowl like I'm doing right there. Just have to kind of yank it out of there because you don't want to take that thing off. It's a big pain to take it off, but you kind of work around it. So you go ahead and fit it on there, and then once again you use the top two right and left cam locks to fasten the thing. And hopefully what you've done is either put a nice little stubby Phillips within reach or put it in your hand ready to go. Otherwise you're going to be holding the cowl up and grabbing around for a screwdriver or yelling for help. So as you can see, it's kind of, it's a little tricky to fit that thing on there. And hold it up at the same time and reach over after you fit it on there and do the top. What I'm going to do is the top right cam lock first, which I'm doing right there. You can't really see it. That one's fastened. Now I'm just going to move on over to the other side and fasten the other top cam lock, the top left cam lock, and so everything's nice and tight. Don't forget to check the old oil filter.